Hi, I am Lorcan Henderson.
And I'm Larkin Henderson.
And this is the Art of Philosophy. And today we will be discussing Poltergeists and Malapropisms.
So, Larkin, do you have any stories of perhaps visiting poltergeists when you were a child?
Well, since tonight is our Christmas special, I have a very special story. And it is one that has haunted me for many years. And back when I was a child, when I had adult face syndrome, and as you know, we talked about it in our previous episodes, that is when a child, a newborn baby, is born with the face of a 35-year-old male. And so I was in bed one night, and I was waiting for the arrival of Santa Claus.
And how old were you at about this point?
I was about 7 years old.
Okay, so you had your full beard?
Sure.
Am I right?
Sure.
Yes, okay.
It had not been surgically removed at that point. So I was waiting for the arrival of Santa Claus, and I heard some footsteps, kind of like the little pitter-patter of like a kitten, maybe, a small kitten. And so naturally, I got up, and I put my seaweed robe on, and I just very quietly, and just ever so quietly, just very quietly opened the door, nudged my door open, and I saw a spirit, and that spirit's name was Rabbi Chaimlim, and he said to me, "Oy vey," he said, "Oy vey, you better get under that tree right now." And this was, of course, the pagan Christmas tree, where we would hang the bodies of very small albino kangaroos. And the star on top, naturally, was
Larkin,
Sure.
If I may interrupt.
Sure.
May I interject?
Sure.
You would burn the tree down, right? I mean, you were getting to the star. It's actually much like the middle candle of menorah. You use it to light the tree on fire.
Sure. And that's what the rabbi was there to light the candle, and he just appeared as a very, very slim, just a wisp of smoke, and he came to light the candle on the top of the tree, and that obviously represents the North Star and other constellations as well.
And Logan, may I interject?
Sure.
Is this rabbi spirit still with you?
Sure. Well, he follows me around from time to time, and sometimes he comes into the kitchen in the middle of the night, and we give him a little bit of rhubarb pie, and Mother prepares a few slices for him.
Does he still tell you to burn things?
Sure. Yeah. Well.
I mean, I know you've been arrested for arson many times.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it arrested. It's more of detained. And, I was detained basically. As you know, I like to try different diets. And the diet that the rabbi suggested to me was to actually burn calories. And when I say burn, I mean just literally take a match and just ever so softly burn the tips of my fingers until they turned blackened and stiff.
That explains your scars.
Sure. And then I just go around and I try to touch as many people as I can, touch their hearts, really. And when I say touch their hearts, I mean just take an X-Acto knife and slowly cut through their chest cavity and just touch, just very softly touch their heart with the Holy Spirit and the fire, the internal fire.
It's so moving.
Sure.
As many of our viewers know, I cannot cry on my tear ducts.
Right.
I have a rare disease,
right. So
I resort to this sort of hyena cackle.
Sure.
It is how I express sorrow.
Sure. And Lorcan here he can't actually cry through his eye holes. So I'm going to take this time to remind all of our listeners to really just cut out your pupils, because that really means just to be a good listener.
Cut out your pupils.
Sure, cut out your pupils. And really during the holiday times, it's important to remember to be a good listener. And all of our viewers are very good listeners.
Don't be afraid to cry when you cut out your pupils.
Don't be afraid to cry. Everyone knows it hurts just a little bit. And remember to use a very, very sharp blade. And replace your blade every 2 or 3 cuts. Because that's really going to give you the best result. And, Larkin, do you have any particular stories of poltergeist that you would like to share with our listeners?
Well, I'm not sure if you're aware. The sort of antagonist to Santa Claus.
Sure.
I'm not sure I remember his name, but he is
Mordecai Claus?
Mordecai?
Mordecai Claus?
The demon spirit
Sure.
of Christmas.
Sure.
He takes children away.
Sure. And if you don't know, if our listeners don't know, Mordecai Claus was actually a Jewish rabbi who actually lost his hand in a machine operating accident, and that was in a toothpaste factory. And his hand was crushed under the toothpaste cap machine.
Common folklore.
Sure.
Yeah.
And his hand was actually replaced with a massive claw. Just a giant claw. And it is very rusty and very dull. So, Larkin, if you could just continue.
Well, this Mordecai Claus, this is actually where Santa's bag of toys comes from.
Sure.
The bag is actually created from the skins of the horrible children.
Sure.
These children who did not make it onto Santa's good list.
Sure.
He sews their skins together and creates a bag,
Sure.
which he fills with children's entrails.
Sure.
He then
Sure. And
displays the entrails.
it makes a, if I may interject,
You may.
it makes a very tasty sausage. The entrails just filled with the sort of the leftover meats and cartilage of bad children.
If only it were not fiction.
Sure.
This reminds me of those restaurants, the ones that you go to and you're blindfolded. It's completely dark. I
Sure.
actually had a nice experience in New York last week.
Sure.
I traveled to one of these restaurants,
Sure.
and they blindfolded me.
Sure.
I went with my wife,
Sure.
who is actually deceased.
Sure.
We're still on the topic of spirits. I
Sure.
think I might mention that I had a very nice dinner with my wife.
Sure.
It was completely pitch black.
Sure.
I'm not sure that they actually served any food.
Sure.
I know that I ate a jelly-like substance.
Sure. Might have been the common house jellyfish, which
They may have served the house
it has
jellyfish.
become very popular over the last few months.
But I have definitely had correspondence with spirits recently.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I can definitely speak to
And-
the poltergeist topic.
If I may interject, on our Christmas special, we actually have a very special treat for you guys.
Very
And
special.
We have an actual spirit here with us tonight.
Yes. Could you please introduce yourself? Jacob Downbottom?
Hello. It's such a pleasure to be on the show.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Sure. And it seems that you had to take an actual spirit journey. Am I correct? You had to take a journey to the physical world.
Oh, yes, and it was a lovely journey. I don't think I brought enough moisturizer.
Sure. And did you actually stay in the Hilton Hotel?
I stayed at the Force.
I'm sorry, was that your spirit cell phone?
That is, I have to take this. Excuse me.
We're sorry, Mr. Downbottom had to take a phone call. Larkin?
Yeah, well, so, well, so